World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. Kerri Einarson, Brad Gushue and Canada facing South Korea and Yi-Yoon Kim and Siwoo Moon. Einarson and one of the coaches, Heather Nettowen, well, look at that. They are ready for the Oilers and Jets Stanley Cup Playoff Series, headlining it as gloves are off. And oh yeah, they will be tuning in from across the pond. Now let's go to the Pebble. First end, Canada with hammer. Einarson trying to tap in their own for a couple of points. And that is lovely touch. Canada gets the deuce to open the scoring. It is 2-0. To the second end, South Korea, a chance for a couple back. Kim trying to pick that red shot rock out, but that misses completely, and Canada steals a single point. They go on top, 3-0. Fourth end, after Canada stole one in the third, Gushue's last of the end, facing 4 South Korea rocks, and he makes a beauty, gets the double and sits corner frozen, and Canada sitting 1. Now skip ahead to Kim with hammer, a double chance for the 2 while they utilize the power play, and this time Kim with a beauty for the pair, and at the break it's Canada on top, 4-2. After South Korea stole one in the 5th, 6th end, Gushue's second rock of the end, Ein the double takeout, gets one, and the other moves enough so Canada is sitting 3, and a fantastic shot there from Gushue. So now to Einarson with hammer, a hit and stick for the 3 points. No mistake there. Canada gets 3. They would steal 1 in the 7th, and that was it, as Canada improves to 4-1 at the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship with an 8-3 win over South Korea. World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship and a pair of 5-1 teams. Kerri Einarson, Brad Gushue and Canada taking on Jennifer Dodds, Bruce Mouat and Scotland. Opening end, Canada without hammer. Einarson facing a couple with her last. And this is a miss as the rock sails right through the rings without touching anything, and Scotland would go on to get 3 in the end after a draw. They open the scoring. To the third end, after Scotland stole 1 in the 2nd, Einarson, a soft weight tap on their own and just touched that yellow back with a couple of points. And that is great touch as Canada is right back in it. They trail 4-2. To the 4th, and Scotland a chance for a couple right back after Mouat made a couple dandy run backs. A draw opportunity. Dodds needs the button, and that is no mistake as Scotland gets a deuce. They go on top, 6-2. 5th end, back comes the Canadian duo. Gushue's last of the end after a miss by Mouat. And this is a great one. Makes the tap on their own. 3 reds touching the forefoot to that lone yellow, and Canada would go on to get 3 in the end, and it's 6-5. After Canada forced Scotland to 1 in the 6th, 7th end, Dodds' final rock without hammer, and this is great. Taps their own back, and Scotland is sitting 1. Just a brilliant shot that led to a steal of 1, and it's 8-5 Scotland coming home. Final end, Scotland without hammer, Mouat's last of the end, and he makes the triple takeout. That runs Canada out of stones, and Scotland takes this one as the Canadian duo drop to 5-2 at the World, 8-5, the final.
And that's the game. Not enough stones for...
World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship, 5-2 Kerri Einarson, Brad Gushue and Canada taking on 4-3 Susanna Paulova and Tomasz Paul and Czech Republic. First end, Czechs in all sorts of trouble, facing 3 with hammer. Paulova with a beauty, limits the damage by getting the yellow granite moving, so it's only a steal of 1. Canada does open the scoring, it's 1-0. Second end, Einarson's last without hammer. Canada eyeing another steal, and Einarson makes the tap back on their own to the bun. That would be the stolen point in the end, and it's 2-0 Canada. Fourth end, now a 2-1 game. Canada with hammer, already sitting 2, going for 3. Einarson trying to chip in their own, makes the slash, but moves the yellow a tad too far because after a measurement, it was only 2, but at the break, it's 4-1 Canada. Fifth end, Einarson's last without hammer. 3 Czech rocks in the rings to Canada's 1, and this is a miss. Can't make the hit and knocks out their own. The Czechs made a hit and stick for 4 points, and Canada trails 5-4. Sixth end, after a good one from Paulova to sit shot rock, Einarson and Canada with hammer. And Einarson makes the hit. Canada gets a couple of points back to retake the lead, and with 2 ends to go, it's 6-5 for the Canadian duo. Seventh end, Czechs facing 1 with hammer. Holova trying the very difficult in-off for multiple points. It comes in, goes off their own, nudges the yellow, but the Czechs only get a single point, and that is not what they wanted because Canada, going to the last end, would have hammer. This one is all tied at 6 apiece. Final end, Canada utilizing the power play. Holova's last without hammer, facing a couple. They need to be shot stone, gets one, but doesn't move the other Canadian rock far enough. Canada wins the game, and they clinch a spot in the playoffs at the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship and earn Canada a spot in the 2022 Olympic Games in mixed doubles. World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship, Kerri Einarson, Brad Gushue in Canada, wrapping up round-robin play, taking on Anastasia Moskaleva and Alexander Uramin and RCF. First end, Canada, a chance for a big score. Einarson, little raised tap for 4 points, and that is great touch from Einarson. Canada already clinched a spot in the playoffs. They take a 4-zip lead. Second end, RCF looking to answer. Moskaleva with hammer, a chance for a couple back. Hits the yellow, and when they settle, it is 2 for RCF, and they cut the lead in half. To the third end, Gushue's second of 3 rocks in the end, going for the angle run, and that is very good from Gushue. Ends up Canada sitting one, and Canada went on to score a pair in the third end. They lead 6-2. 6 end we go, now a 6-4 game, and more from Gushue. His last of the end makes the run back, opens everything, removing all 3 RCF stones from play. Canada would get a single in the end. They lead 7-4. Final end we go, 7-6 game. Einarson and Canada with hammer. Just make the yellow go away on the button, and Einarson does just that. The Canadian duo makes it a 2-win day at the Worlds. Next up, the playoffs on Saturday, where they will play Switzerland in one of the qualification games. The winner of that will go to one of the semifinals. World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship qualification game, the winner to the semifinals. Kerri Einarson, Brad Gushue and Canada facing Jenny Perret and Martin Rios and Switzerland. Third end all tied at 1. Einarson has to draw to a big chunk of the bun for the single point with hammer. Full 4 would limit the damage, but that is light, and Switzerland steals 3 points. They go on top 4-1. To the fifth end, Canada now down 5-1, and Canada utilizing the power play, and they make it count big time. Einarson, a draw to the rings for 3 points, and to get the Canadian duo right back in it. No mistake there, Canada gets 3, they trail 5-4. To the sixth end, Canada looking to get a steal. Einarson's last without hammer, sitting 1, and this is a beauty. Comes right down to their own, help lead to a steal of 1, and this is all tied at 5 with a couple ends to go. After Canada forced the Swiss to 1 in the 7th end, 8th and final end, Einarson and Canada with hammer, and Einarson is facing 3 Swiss counters.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
What's she go here? Oh!
Go! Go! Go!
Oh my! Wow!
That is an incredible shot.
What a shot.
Wow, what a shot! Oh my goodness, as Einarson makes just a brilliant, brilliant curling shot. Canada forces an extra end, and it is all tied at 6. So extra end we go, and Perret needs some of the bun for the win. And oh my, this one over curls, and Canada steals the victory. They come back from 5-1 down and take it 7-6 the final and advance to the semis, where they will face Scotland. Now here is Einarson and Gushue on that magical 8th end shot.
Yeah, I saw it the whole entire time. I was like, hey, there's a quad here if I can get these rocks going, if her guard over curls. So, and it over curled and left me it, and so I was eyeing it up.
Yeah, it's one of the best shots I've ever seen. Like, it was, you had to throw it really hard to make it, and she hit it absolutely perfect. And even then, I wasn't certain it would roll quite far enough. And when I looked up, it rolled, just a foot more than we needed, which was awesome. I was super impressed.
World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship semifinal, Kristen Skavling and Magnus Nedregaden and Norway facing Almida Deval, Oscar Eriksson and Sweden. Third end tied at 1 after Eriksson made a brilliant draw on his last of the end to lie couple. Deval needs the pin for 3, and that is money. Sweden gets 3 points. They go on top 4-1. Fifth end, now a 4-3 game. Skazlin's last without hammer, and this is brilliant. Makes the draw and set shot rock. That was the stolen point in the end, and this one is all tied at 4 apiece. Sixth end, Eriksson's second of 3 rocks in the end, and this is a beauty. Eyeing the Rays takeout, and he makes it, and the Rays rock is buried, and shot rock helped lead to a couple. Sweden back on top, 6-4. But to the 7th, back come the Norwegians. Nedregon's first of 3 in the end, eyeing down the double takeout, and that is really nice to lie 3. That helped lead to a couple in the end, and it's all tied at 6, coming home. So final end we go. Sweden with hammer, Duvall drawing, needs a big chunk of the 8-foot for the win.
Past the T-line, Magnus Nedregotten will sweep it. How far does it go? How far does it go? It goes too far, and Norway will steal.
Sweden entered the semi undefeated, and Norway takes them down as they steal the victory, advancing to the gold medal game on Sunday. World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship semifinal. Kerri Einarson, Brad Gushue, and Canada. Coming off that dramatic win over Switzerland earlier Saturday, they are taking on Scotland and Jennifer Dodds and Bruce Mouat. Second end, Canada down 1-0. Einarson with hammer, facing 3 Scotland stones, makes the hit, the shooter stays there, and that is a single for Canada, and they even it up at 1 apiece. Third end we go, Canada facing a couple. Einarson's last without hammer, maybe a chance to take the whole end away from Scotland, but that is all over the guard. It may have grabbed some debris and picked, and Scotland made the open draw for 3, and it's 4-1. Fourth end, Dodds last without hammer, facing a couple Canadian rocks, and this is lovely. Taps up their own to sit second. Einarson would miss a slash on her last, and Canada settled for a single. It's 4-2 Scotland at the break. Sixth end, now 5-2 for Scotland. Mouat second of 3 rocks in the end, 3 Canadian stones in the rings, and this is a beauty. Makes the Rays double takeout, takes away any chance of a huge end for Canada. The Canadian duo did get a pair, so it is 5-4. Seventh end, Gushue's last of the end. They don't have hammer, facing a couple, and Gushue makes a double takeout. Canada went on to force Scotland to 1 in the end. Canada trails 6-4 coming home, but they have hammer. Final end, Mouat's last of the end. After Gushue's draw came in heavy, this is perfect from Mouat to set shot rock on the button as Scotland eyes down the victory. Now let's skip to Einarson with hammer. Needs some more magic. Facing 1, and they need to score a couple to force an extra end. Gets it by the guard, makes the hit. The rocks rattle around, but Scotland ends up stealing 1, and they take it, and they advance to the gold medal game Sunday against Norway, while Canada will play for bronze against Sweden. 7-4 is the final. It's the bronze medal game at the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. Kerri Einarson, Brad Gushue, and Canada facing Almida Duvall and Oscar Eriksson and Sweden. First end, after a miss by Einarson on her last on a hit and roll attempt. Sweden sitting 3, Duvall a draw to a nice chunk of the 4-foot 4-4, and how pretty is that? It's perfect. Sweden opens a scoring. They lead 4-0. Third end, now a 4-1 game. Gushue second of 3 rocks in the end. Needs to get out of some trouble facing 3, and this is brilliant. Comes right down to the button, frozen, changed the end, and that rock ended up being the stolen point in the end. It is now 4-2. To the fourth end, Sweden has a chance to tack on another couple points. Duvall drawing to the 8-foot, and that is made. At the break, Sweden is in control of this one. They go on top, 6-2. After Einarson made a draw for 1 in the 5th, sixth end, Canada needs another big one from Einarson to stay in it. Her last without hammer, needs the freeze, and that is wonderful. Welded on, and that forced Sweden in the end. So it is 7-3 with a couple ends to go. To the 7th, Canada has something brewing. They are sitting 2. Here's Duvall's last without hammer.
Almida Duvall, some trickery. 1-2 spin up. Oh wow, what a shot.
What a fantastic curling shot from Duvall. Gets them out of trouble and now is sitting shot rock. So Canada, they need a couple to give themselves a chance. Eyeing the Rays double. Einarson gets both yellows, but their own spills away too far. Canada settled for only 1, and coming home, it was a 7-4 game. To the 8th, Eriksson second, a 3 in the end, and this is a dandy. Makes the double peel, and one of the guards comes back into the rings and opens it right up, and that was it. As Sweden wins the bronze medal, Canada came into this year's Worlds medaling in the 3 previous World Mixed Doubles Curling Championships. They come up just shy this year, 7-4, the final. Gold medal game at the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. Jennifer Dodds, Bruce Mouat, and Scotland facing Kristen Skasling and Magnus Nedregon and Norway. Both countries eyeing their first ever World Mixed Doubles gold. Second end, Norway down 2-zip. Nedregon second of 3 rocks in the end, and this is a beauty. Makes the draw to sit 3, and Norway, after giving up a couple, comes back and gets 3 points. They go on top, 3-2. Fourth end we go, tied at 3. Norway, a chance for a massive end. Skasling, a double opportunity to score 4 points. Can't make it. The shooter rolls in for a couple, but that is a missed opportunity. It is 5-3 Norway at the break. To the 5th end, Mouat's last of the end, sitting 1, trying to chip in his own to sit 2, and that is a brilliant shot. Scotland line 2, and that is what they scored in the end. And with 3 to go in the gold medal game, it's tied at 5. More from Mouat in the 6th end, 3 yellows in the rings, and this is a big weight shot, and he makes the triple takeout, opens it up. Just a fantastic shot by Mouat. He and his rink finish runner-up at the Men's Worlds this year. Later in the end, Skasling a hit and stick around to score a couple of points while the team using the power play, and no mistake there, Norway gets a couple of points. They're back on top of this gold medal game, 7-5. 7th, then we go, Scotland using the power play. Dodds a hit and stick for 3, and to take the lead coming home, and Dodds is perfect. Scotland gets 3 points, and they go on top, 8-7. Final end we go. Norway facing 1. Skasling's last with hammer, going with the run back. Makes the hit. The rock comes in. That 1 yellow spills away, and it looks like it's red, and that would mean Scotland wins, but they would ask for a measurement. So here we go.
We go around. We will get confirmation here. And that does look red indeed. Yes, it is. Scotland are world champions.
And Scotland wins their first ever World Mixed Doubles gold as they take it 9-7 the final over Norway.